Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide? Inside the comment box, today is Wednesday. It is August 27th. We're like 5 yards away from the goal line. Week 1 is finally here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for joining today's show. It is a call-in show, so if you're new to the show, the call-in line will appear after I'm done with my opening segment. See that right there? Bam. 205-850-1994. You call in, you make your point, right? You ask me a question, I ask you a question. You get a chance to represent your city, and then know that somebody else behind you wants to also talk, all right? So, but we have things to talk about, okay? So let me set the stage. Let me tee it up. I appreciate you guys. You know, it's amazing. I'm so excited. Like, for me personally, I mean, look, I'm really optimistic about this year. I am, and it's not a gas up. It's not something that I, like in make-believe land. I strongly feel after kind of everything that we've put together from fall camp and really from spring, there was a really good carryover from spring football into fall camp. I mean, I can feel it. And it's taken me a long time. And I asked yesterday on our Facebook channel, and I want to ask you this kind of to start the day as well. What's your approval rating of Coach Kalen DeBoer at this point in time going into year 2? So your approval rating, as you know, we do things on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 be the most. Your approval rating for Coach Kalen DeBoer going into the season, right? Things can change. That's a fluid mark that we'll continue to ask. But, it did take me a little bit of time to come around to Coach Kalen DeBoer, and I think that I just didn't realize kind of the impact and, as I've discussed, kind of the changing of the guards. But, man, the one thing that you could say about Coach Kalen DeBoer is the kind of like his steady approach within his demeanor. Like, that's who he is, and that's commendable, right? Building the staff, keeping the players together. That's commendable. Is it the most exciting interviews? No. No. But he excels in a lot of different areas. So I'm optimistic for him. The recruiting really has been sensational. The coaching staff is incredible, right? There's a lot of positives. It's going to be one hell of a season. It's going to be challenging. Right, this game's going to be challenging. I get it. I'm already taking Alabama, right? My final prediction is 34-13. Everybody's taking that over. But, man, look, all these games are going to be challenging. And he's the guy for the job. And now that he has Ryan Grubb, now that he has, the defensive returners, let's see what happens, all right? So, yeah, and good marks, to start. I see 9.5 for Amanda Jane. I see Jawan with the 8.5. Yeah, no, I get it. All right. Before we go to the news, let me just see who's here in the morning time, okay? We got North Alabama storm chase. We will get to the weather forecast in just a minute, but I appreciate you being here as always. We got Alyssa. What's up, Alyssa? Good to see you as always. We got Max Tooney checking in. We got Chris from New Jersey. Hey, special shout out to Ruben, all right? So Ruben Poole, who's a really strong supporter of the show, all right? Yesterday, true story, okay? He had surgery, and before surgery, he reached out, and was like, look, I'm going to miss the show, but I'll be back for tomorrow's show. So, Ruben, we're glad that you're recovering, all right? You're in Dothan, and thoughts and prayers on your recovery, man. But you just won, yeah, and I think your shirt was delivered yesterday. So now you have a Crimson Tide shirt to rehab in, right? Sky, what's up, man? Good to see you. Oh, Hoover. I love Hoover, man. All right, you need the email? All right, dog. Here's the email. Hoover I've been talking about this. I'm excited. Hoover just got a Trader Joe's. Hoover's about, for me, is like 45 minutes. I like Hoover. It's a very nice city. Very, very nice. Rocket Town, what's up, man? Good to see you. Robert Bradley Jr., good checking in. Thank you so much. We got Case up in here. What's up, Case? OC Dobbins, what's up, man? It was good catching up with you for a minute. Anita Waters, what's going on? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Man, we got a really good crew up in here. Sean Lewis, man, what's up? Southern Red, let's go, Southern Red. Jamie Bird, Jimmy Williams, Chad Kennedy, what's up, dog? Chance Eaton, Hooters mentioned. What is this? Man, I was in Hoover on Monday. Yeah, Hoover's a good spot. You guys are funny. All right, so we got some news items, all right, before I take some calls. So get ready. You'll see the call-in line appear on the bottom right, 205-850-1994. I'll get to you guys' calls. And when you guys call in, I might ask you some questions. I think, we'll probably do a score prediction show as well. But if you want to get some, score predictions in, that's a good place to start. If you have like a bold prediction, maybe we make a bold prediction Wednesday. That could be something worth listening to, right? All right. Crimson Angel, what's up, man? Good to see you. I know you'll be calling. All right, a couple things in the news. But first, we go to our weather forecast, powered by North Alabama Storm Chase. It looks like it's going to be pretty sloppy in Tallahassee. Now, look, we live in the Southeast, okay? It rains frequently here. Sometimes it looks like it's going to rain. It doesn't rain at all. Sometimes it's sunny, and sometimes it rains when it's sunny. It's the weirdest thing. It's just we're accustomed to it. The tailgate looks like there's a 60% chance of rain. So if you're going, take your Crimson Tide poncho, right? Be 83 degrees. You know why? Did you see today in Birmingham, it was 56 this morning? Did you see that? It broke like a record. Was it 54 or 56? I'll take it, man. It's been hot as hell. All right, game time. Look, 70% chance for thunderstorms. The crazy thing is, the last time that Ty, right, wheeled out a game against South Florida, it was also raining. The last time Alabama played in Florida, it was raining. Surprise, it rains in Florida, right? Fourth quarter, 70% thunderstorms. All right, so it probably rained. I don't know. Is anybody worried about the rain? I'm not really worried about the rain. I think they'll be fine. I think it is, look, I get the questions by the reporters. You have to ask some questions or whatever. But I think it is funny when reporters ask, like, how do you handle or simulate like a wet football? I just think that's hilarious. It's like, it's part of it, but I think it is still funny. I think one of the responses was like, get the ball wet. I'm not worried about it. All right, you see this? This is crazy, all right? This is news from around the globe. Cracker Barrel. What happened, man? Oh, my goodness. And so, look, Cracker Barrel, you guys been to Cracker Barrel, right? Clearly. I never felt going into Cracker Barrel that they needed to really change much. I just felt it was like fine the way it was. If I wanted like some biscuits and gravy, look, I go to Cracker Barrel every once in a while. It's not like a must go to for me, but the whole rebrand sometimes of anything is not always the best option. And it's always better to listen to kind of the people, right, that go into your stores, because I saw some rebranding of not only this was, look, the logo and stuff like that. Okay, whatever. But like the inside, when you try to like update the inside, no. That's where they went wrong, right? So, I don't know if Cracker Barrel, I guess if they keep it normal, they rebound from this. Do we have a huge Cracker Barrel fan in here? Is anybody like a huge Cracker Barrel? Has anyone had, I'll tell you if you're serious about Cracker Barrel, is if you had like their lunch. Do they have like a supper? Blissful Love, see, she likes Cracker Barrel. Okay. Yeah, and this is the new raffle, by the way. I saw a chat asking about it, all right? I'll take your calls in just a minute. This is the new raffle. We'll spin it on Friday, so if you want to get in, please do. I really like this hoodie, actually. But please note, it only goes up to extra large, all right? So if you're a big dog out there and you get 2X or 3X, this ain't the raffle for you. But it's on the bottom. So you got Bama _YouTube on Venmo and Cash App Bama YouTube. And again, we'll spin it on Friday, all right? Okay, did you see this as well? So Dave Portnoy of Barstool, all right, they're saying that he was like banned from Fox's Big Noon Kickoff. I don't know. It's hilarious. Do we like Dave Portnoy? I get it. He's like with Michigan, right? President of Barstool. He did support Roll Tide Willie there for a little while, right? I thought that was funny. Ohio State doesn't like him. Basically, Fox came out and said that David Portnoy isn't a part of like their main desk crew, right? So they didn't ban him. It was absolutely hilarious. If you've seen Dave Portnoy and any of his pizza reviews, I think they're pretty funny. But he does rub people the wrong way. So to each their own, all right? A couple more things. Do you see this? All right. What I do not get this, the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift deal. I really don't. I've never really been interested in it. I get it. It's like part of popular culture. Congratulations to anybody who's getting married, but I don't know. It's kind of like a little bit overblown to me. It was just like kind of nauseating when you'd watch the Chiefs and it was kind of more about them than the actual game. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyways, congratulations to anybody who's getting married. Do we have anybody who just got married this year or anybody who just got engaged this year, right? All right, next segment coming up, powered by our friends at Sonic, America's favorite drive-in. That sounds damn good today. And I get it. There's a lot of people that'll email me from the show and they're like, yo, are you just eating Sonic all the time? Look, I definitely am like health conscious, but also I live my life, right? So, and I think that's like life is about balance, right? And today I'm drinking one of these. I know it's Wednesday. I wanted a little bit more juice. So I don't, have you guys tried these? This is my first time. I'm doing like a Starbucks double shot. I don't know. All right. I'm just trying to get by like everybody else. Chad Kenny doesn't like Sonic. Have you had a chili cheese coney? Maybe that'll turn your Friday upside down. Or your frown upside down. All right. I loved this yesterday. All right. So, Ty Simpson yesterday, you saw him, right? Spoke to the media. Finally, we got a quarterback interview, right? And it's so hard not to root for this dude, right? I mean, like, can I get a thumbs up for Ty Simpson, right? The one thing that I was thinking about, and I said this on the video that I posted, it was good to hear. I didn't think he got the best questions asked to him, right? But there was a couple that, you know, you can see why he's a leader. He carries himself really well. He's a great ambassador for the University of Alabama, already a captain on the team, right? Chosen by the peers. But the thing about it is, like, the guys that Ty Simpson can lean on, like he was rattling off that he talks to AJ McCarron, that he talks to Jalen Milroe, you know, Bryce. But then he was like, I talked to Coach Saban. And that's the thing. Like, having Coach Saban and being able to reach out to somebody like Coach Saban, the greatest college football coach ever, right? I mean, man, what the resources. And then I started thinking, I was like, man, Ty Simpson really is like the support that he has, not only from Saban, from Coach Kalen DeBoer. He has his quarterback coach, Nick Sheridan, on the field. He has Ryan Grubb in the box. He has the weapons on the outside. It's like, man, the crazy thing would be if like things don't go well for Ty, because the support system that Alabama has around him, plus who Ty is, just his playmaking ability, man, maybe Ty Simpson is just going to go absolutely crazy and just cook this year, right? He don't have to save the day. He don't have to be a game manager. He just is Ty Simpson, and I think he'll flourish. And he talked about that yesterday, as kind of just playing and being in the moment and not making the moment bigger than what it is. And, man, I love that. I love that he's going to Coach Saban. And I love the fact that Coach Saban's still there as a mentor. He's not there as his coach, right? He's there as like an advisor, as a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, by the way, get a mentor. If you can pass down some wisdom to somebody, do that. Be a mentor, right? Whether that's your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, right? Mentorship is huge. And to be able to have Coach Saban still mentoring, and I think that's what Coach Saban did best, is when you're coaching, you are also mentoring, right? So I love that. I love that quote yesterday. And the other thing I think that stood out for me was hearing Ty Simpson talk about playing on the road at Doak Campbell. That's going to be new for him. And that's just fact. And he was honest with that. going on the road to Doak Campbell, it is going to be a challenging environment. Now, sometimes playing at a night game makes it a little bit more overwhelming, but I think the heat on the road, you throw in rain, that is, those are added elements. But just as Mike Norvell said that Tommy C is ready for the moment, so is Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson is absolutely ready for the moment. Can't wait to see what he does on Saturday. And I would say this. Let's be patient with Ty Simpson, all right? Does he throw a perfect game? I hope so. But will he face a little adversity? Maybe. But I think the more that you watch Ty Simpson, the more that I think you're going to realize that this dude has it. And the weapons that he has, it's going to be nice. So Simpson going to Saban, I love that. I also like this too. How about this? Man, Jalen Mbakwe, all right, wide receiver at the University of Alabama, was originally a DB. But as you know, in high school, right, he was a quarterback too. Played against Ryan Williams, right? Helped his team win a title. And over here at the University of Alabama, most recently, he's been running scout team for Alabama. You guys see this story? As scout team. Man, I love that. And I would imagine, I think Jalen Mbakwe is one of the faster players on the team. But what a great, to give you a good look for somebody like Tommy C. You know that Mbakwe is faster than Tommy. And Tommy can move around and stuff like that, absolutely, and he's fast. But to have Jalen Mbakwe giving the first team offense looks, man, you got to love it, man. I bet you they're going to be happy to see Tommy C after dealing with Jalen Mbakwe, just in terms of like the speed factor, right? I love the story about Jalen Mbakwe, and I think it kind of tells you about the team, right? About the selflessness of the team. When you're running scout team and you're being called on to be scout team, you got to give the first team defense an absolute look. The great thing about Jalen Mbakwe, I love Mbakwe, thinking about him as Wildcat, right? But the great thing about Jalen Mbakwe is this fall camp, with this guy transitioning over and all the wide receivers, let me ask you this inside the comment box. I'm going to take your calls in just a second. Let me ask you this. Have you heard any type of like whining or entitlement from any of the players all fall camp? And we would obviously see it. We watch everything with the microscope. Have you heard anything from Mbakwe complaining? Seriously, have you? Have you heard Mbakwe complaining about playing time? Have you heard? I'm serious. Because the guy could complain. He could probably start a lot of different places. I haven't heard him complain at all. It's been rather refreshing, honestly. I haven't seen, the players are, dancing and stuff like that on TikTok and the teenagers, but I haven't seen a lot of that stuff. I really haven't. And to me, that's pretty refreshing, right? And it was crazy though when he did hit the portal. He hit the portal for like one day. All right. Remember, this is the raffle. If you want to get in, it's $10 to get in. You can get in 3 times. Venmo, Bama underscore YouTube on Venmo. Cash App, Bama YouTube. If you need my last 4 on Venmo, the undefeated family will tell you my last 4 inside the comment box. All right. And if you want my email, I'll drop it one more time. It's the email that I've had like forever. All right. So the call-in line number is 205-850-1994. Okay. If you want to call in with like a bold statement, want to call in, sound off about Ty Simpson. You want to say something about Florida State. You have a question for me. Let's run it. Please, please, please know this. That on the call-in line, there's probably somebody behind you that also wants to call in. All right. So make your point. We can definitely have some dialogue, and then we will move on, okay? So, hitting first in today's lineup, out of Montclair, New Jersey, is our good friend Chris. Hey, Chris, what's up, man? I appreciate you calling in. Welcome to the show, buddy. Yeah, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, Kyle, my friend. Hey, listen, I am so excited. I can't believe all this time it's finally here. And, I think I've said this to you maybe the last 2 or 3 seasons on the phone. I've never been more excited. I really mean it this time. All right, I'll be quick. So, Kyle, a couple quick things. My prediction: whether or no weather, I'm staying with 45-10. And I think I've already mentioned my favorite player for this year is LT Overton. And I wanted to say, Kyle, and Undefeated, did you guys see that interview from him either yesterday or the day before? He looks pissed off, Kyle.
Yeah.
He looks like angry. Like, I think that this quarterback, he's written a check that his body can't cash, and he's going to get a beating. And also, I don't know if anybody goes back and looks. There's a real interesting Deontay Lawson. Right now, he's a different MO. You could tell he's more cerebral. He's the quarterback of the defense, and mostly in all of his interviews, even talking about his injury, he's jovial. He's got a smile on his face. He's kind of laughing. But there's one, and they're trying to get out of him, like, are you guys pissed off about this guy talking smack and saying his defense there is the best defense they're going to face all year, and he kind of Sabins it in the beginning, Kyle. But then somebody kind of asks him a little later, and usually he's jovial with a smile on his face. Then briefly he goes a little dark. So even though and then he snaps out of it and goes back. So I'm telling you right now, they have given us some great reverse rat poison to, and I think they've all listened to this guy talking smack more than once. And so 45-10, weather or no weather. I'm so pumped. So some housekeeping, Kyle. You're going to be back for the watch party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on Saturday we'll do probably like a pre-show, and then we'll be live for the actual game, and we'll then transition that into kind of like a post-game show. So yeah, it'll be a busy day on Saturday, but we'll be ready. We'll be well rested, and we'll be here taking calls, breaking it all down on Saturday. Mm-hmm.
Game on, brother. All right.
All right.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
My best to you. My best to your family.
All right, man.
My best to the Undefeated. And roll Tide with the TY. And we will talk, brother.
All right, man. Take it easy, Chris. All right. Chris from New Jersey calling in. Yeah, and I've been asking this all week about Tommy Castellanos, the quarterback at Florida State. How many interceptions do you have him throw in on Saturday? I think I set the bar at 1.5. So I probably take 2 interceptions. And the reason I feel really confident about this, the guy's thrown a lot of interceptions in his career, 19 total interceptions, and I think 33 touchdowns. But I feel that if Alabama does get up by even 10, Florida State will panic. And I think they'll have to throw the football even more. And going against Alabama's elite secondary, that's where I think probably you start to see the game separate a little bit more, right? So give me 2 interceptions by Tommy. I would be absolutely shocked if he doesn't throw 1. Wow, oh my goodness, how did he not? So I'm taking 2, and I think that, I feel real comfortable about taking Alabama over 13.5. I do, first game is a little bit weird, but I already put out my score 34-13. So feeling comfortable about that. 865, let's do it. I think we got Angel coming from Pigeon Forge. Angel, what's up, man? I appreciate you calling in.
What's up?
I appreciate you, man.
What's up? Good to be back. The season's finally here.
That's right, man. Yeah, well, come on in.
So honestly, about this team is dangerous because last year wasn't it, and they know this, and they're hungry. And I can say that Florida State, man, I know they've been talking a lot of smack and everything, especially, Tom. But Norvell, he's scared because right now his quarterback didn't shut his mouth, and they woke up an animal, and they're going to go after them, and it's going to be a massacre because right now I got Bama winning this game without weather 56-7, but with weather probably 45-7, which is a fair assessment because of the weather. And honestly, this team is different because these guys now know what Coach DeBoer is all about now, and the defense. And the Florida State, really, they haven't had an impressive season at all either. They're 2-10. Well, my team Bama went 9-4 last year, and I heard these Florida State fans online chirping to me and these other fans because they have something to prove. Because in 2023, this is what full circle is about. 2023 is when they got left out of the playoffs, and they got pissed at Bama because Bama beat Georgia. And then not only that, Florida State's been crying since then about not being in the playoffs and Mike Norvell crying and everything. He's lost control of his team and the portal. You can't always recruit in the portal. You got to do both. And this is what it's all about, Kyle. It's 2023. This is all about. And we got to settle this score once and for all against Florida State because they know they're an inferior team to Alabama right now because this defense is going to be too much for Tommy, honestly. And this defense is better than Florida State's defense, especially with the offensive weapons. And all I can say is that Bama is going to roll these people because the talent gap is different. It's light years ahead. All I can say to this, Kyle, is just be ready for Saturday and be ready for a massacre and have those body bags ready to go because they haven't seen nothing yet. But anyway, Kyle, roll tide, man. I love the show. It's good to be back. And we'll win at the game at a time. And, hey, you never know. We'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Angel.
Thanks for later, Kyle, man.
Thanks for calling in, man. All right, man. Roll Tide to you. All right, that was Angel out in Pigeon Forge. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. We got 317. I think that's Marcus up next. We got a 770. I want to guess that's Adam, and then we got a 601. So you guys coming up inside these next 10 minutes or whatever. So I appreciate you guys. Super chats greatly appreciated. If you guys want to get into the raffle, Bama_YouTube, Cash App Bama YouTube. Thank you so much to everybody that continues to call. And I think what Angel said, look, these two teams, it's kind of weird, but they do have, it's not a rivalry, but they do have some bad blood within the last couple years. Okay. The first time that I moved here, Alabama and Florida State played, and Alabama it was a beatdown, right, down in Atlanta. I think maybe the second half, but after that, Florida State went the opposite way. And then when Florida State went undefeated and they took Alabama right over them in the playoffs, and rightfully so. So it's kind of, they've had some weird run-ins, and with Tommy now talking, I think that's kind of added to it. I can't believe out of all teams, you don't poke Alabama. It never works out for these quarterbacks. All right, 317, let's do it. Hey, Marcus, right?
Yeah, what's good, guys?
Yeah, Marcus out in St. Pete, man. What's up, dog? I appreciate you. Yeah, the area codes, I got them. And when you guys call in, it's just, I know the area codes, so I can sometimes associate it. But anyways, man, Marcus, what's the weather like in St. Pete's, man? Is it beautiful? Are you walking down by the Don Cesar anytime soon?
Nah, man, it is a beautiful day down here. It's 82, but it feels like it's 90, 92 or 93 because of the humidity.
Yeah.
But no, it's a beautiful day, man. It just keeps raining, but we're in the rainy season of Florida, so it is what it is. You don't get something for nothing, right?
Yeah. No, I get it, man. I need to go back to St. Pete. You know how I feel about St. Pete's, Marcus. I always talk about it, man.
I know, man. Whenever you come down, bro, we'll go out and get downtown St. Pete.
Yeah, let's do it. And I want to go.
Happen.
There's this cigar bar that I went to, and they play some jazz or some blues. Do you know what this place is? It was downtown.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It was I smoked a cigar and I just chilled, man. I was just trying to be in the moment because that was some good living. Anyways, man, what's on your mind regarding this week 1 matchup, Florida State taking on Bama?
So the first thing I have to say, man, is this is Lee Corso's last headgear pick, and I don't know about anybody else, and I know it's not Bama related, but Lee Corso's been a part of my life pretty much my entire life since I've been watching college football. So that's a sign off to a big name in the game. Although, if I have to be honest, I feel like Lee Corso probably should have retired a few years ago, probably after he did his stroke. But nonetheless, I want to give flowers to the great Lee Corso because this is going to be his last headgear pick. Excuse me. The next thing is we made it, man. College football is right around the corner. Friday, I'm watching Colorado play. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm watching Colorado play. And then lastly, with FSU, I have to say this. First off, trash talking is part of the game. Tommy Castellanos, as much as he's running his mouth, he has to. That program went 2-10 last year.
Yeah.
He has to talk his trash. Trash talking's part of the game. If y'all don't believe me, some of y'all would be shocked to hear the stuff that come out of players' mouths on the field. Thank goodness that they're not like mic'd up, because some of the crazy stuff comes out of players' mouths. So if the most that us as Bama fans and Alabama players and alum and the university has to deal with is a guy who went 7-5 in the ACC, or not in the ACC, where he was at Boston College, right? So a guy who was 7-5 at Boston College, which is the ACC, then he comes to FSU. Well, I'm not scared of Tommy Castellanos. I don't think Alabama's scared either. I think the bigger concern, if I had to put my money on it, is the trickery that old Gus Malzahn might try to dial up, because he has just been able to always get Alabama fits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm more concerned about. I think that FSU will start off hot. That's my feeling. I feel that FSU will start off hot just because they're at home. Everybody's amped up. But I do feel that Alabama takes that lead and pulls away. But if Alabama doesn't pull away late in the third, it's a dogfight. Do not be surprised if Alabama loses, everybody. I'm not trying to knock out our beautiful Crimson Tide, but don't be shocked if it's a dogfight and it's 17-21 and it's late in the third or late in the fourth and it's pouring down raining and it's ugly conditions. Don't be surprised if we get another repeat of that USF game that happened last year or a few years ago, which I was at, by the way. I was at that game, and it was a crazy game to watch. So I'm just saying, Bama fans, let's rein in our expectations, and let's just rally around the team and support them. Win, lose, or tie, and roll tide till I die.
All right, brother. I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for rapping with me, Marcus. Thank you so much, bro. I'll catch up with you next time.
Absolutely, man.
All right, man. See ya.
Peace out.
Yep. All right, that's Marcus. Does the weather keep this game a little bit closer? Yes or no inside the comment box. Does the weather, or I guess the anticipated weather, keep this game a little bit tighter? Yes or no inside the comment box. I mean, sometimes, look, the only reason I bring this up is because the last two times the Bama went down to Florida, the weather, right? The South Florida weather. I was at that game too, by the way. And that game sucked. It was a weird, like, Raymond James Stadium. It was just where we were sitting. It was weird. It just rained and rained. Remember that was that game where Coach Saban looked like he was like aged like 40 years. It was weird. Didn't Tyler Buckner? Remember I was on the plane. Does anybody remember this? I was on the plane. I cut a video from Atlanta about Tyler Buckner being the starter. In fact, it was Toby from Leeds who texted me, and I looked at my phone, and then I cut a video. Remember this? That was a weird game. And then the game out in against Michigan, that game was crazy. I thought that they would have played tie in that game, but that's a whole other thing. All right, here we go. 770. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hello, this is me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's do it officially, all right? Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where you calling in from?
I'm sorry. This is me, Lucas. This from Georgia.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, Lucas. It's all good, dog. I ain't mad at all. I got nothing but love for you. Go ahead, man. It's your show.
All right. On this game, I want to disagree with the last caller. I mean, he's totally wrong. Like, Bama's going to steamroll with Florida State. I mean, steamroll. Because right now, I want to tell you something. I went back and watched Castellana at Boston College. That dude is slow. That dude's slow. Bill Bryan even say to Matt Novell and Gus, y'all think y'all going to get some production out of this guy? He is inconsistent in his passing and his run. And so, but the only thing he is hard to bring down, bring down. But in his run, I'm not saying he's not going to get Bama fits. But, I mean, we all worry about, what is Gus going to do? Gus is not going to do anything. Because guess what? He did it with Nick Saban. This is Coach DeBoer, totally different coach. Maybe Coach DeBoer might have Gus's number. And so start worrying about remember what Gus did at Alabama? That was with Nick Saban. This is Coach DeBoer's team. Totally different. So I do have Bama leading high off the bat. But what concerns me is tie. Because the reason why I said that, he said yesterday on his interview he had a butterfly in his stomach. And we don't need you. We do not need that, because that will lead to some bad decisions on the play. We need Ty should have kept that mouth shut to saying that. And now Florida State's probably want to take that and actually use that to, we can get the Ty, we can frustrate Ty. He has butterflies. Let's just make Ty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I do think Ty will be just fine. But I'm not concerned with this. I think we're going to be just fine.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Lucas. You have a score prediction for us for Saturday?
I would have it probably 30, maybe in the 30s and the 40s to maybe 17. Alabama 30 and Florida State 17. So that's my score, this prediction for the game.
All right, Lucas. I appreciate it, dog. Thank you so much for calling in, man. Call in anytime, and I appreciate the feedback, bro.
All right.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right. Lucas dipping out from Georgia. So we went New Jersey, then we went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, right? Then we went to St. Pete's, right, Florida. And then we went to, where was Lucas at? We just heard Georgia, right? I don't think we got like the GPS point out on it. All right, coming up next, we got 813. I think that's Case. I think we're going to Tampa. We got a 205. Are we coming to T-Town or Birmingham? And then a 706. I don't know if I know that area code. 813, let's do it. Case, man, what's up, dog?
You already know who it is. We're going right back to Tampa, Kyle.
That's right, man. We flying right back. Hopefully not on Spirit Airlines. Back to back to Tampa. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's been a minute. It's good to hear from you, bro. What's on your mind, man? And welcome on in.
Let me tell you what, Kyle. I understand where some of these people are coming from with these calls. And you know what? And you've said it, I feel like, all month. You know, this isn't the same This is not the same 2-10 FSU team as last year. And I 100% agree with that. And I understand why people are a little weary. And, you know, we're breaking in a new quarterback. But I'm trusting the team, because I think the key to this game is going to be one thing. It's continuity. You know, continuity is what made Ohio State win the national championship. They didn't have turnover, and FSU has 22 new starters, including a new offensive coordinator that we know well, Mr. Gus, and a new defensive coordinator. I think it's a good thing and a bad thing for him, because I think the best football you're going to see out of FSU is going to be later in the year. It's not early.
Okay.
It's good to have new guys and install a new system with a bunch of new guys, but it's too soon. It's too soon, I think. I think that the weather is going to make the game sloppy. You know, it's going to be on and off rain, and it's going to make us throw the ball less, and we're going to have to lean. And even with Jam Miller being out, I think we still have the edge over it. I think Ty will probably throw for maybe 170 yards. I think we're not going to take as many deep shots as we're used to seeing, just because if the weather is worse than what we think it is. Because there's a chance that it blows through in the beginning, and then the second half it's overcast. It's not raining though. Who knows? In Florida, you never know. There's never a guarantee. They'll tell you it doesn't rain, it'll pour. They'll tell you it's going to rain, it never rains.
Yeah.
So my prediction on how this is going to go, we're going to see a sloppy first half, maybe like a 10-7 with Alabama with the lead. And then I think we're just going to start leaning and sharing carries between Daniel Hill, Richard Young, and maybe even some Dre Washington. And I think we're going to win the game handedly, but it's going to look sloppy at first. I think it's going to be around 27 to 16. I think we're going to see a lot of field goals by Florida State because they're going to have to try to – I think Tommy's going to be a hero. He's going to try to be a hero, especially late in the game. They're going to be down. I think he's going to end the game with 2 or 3 interceptions. And if it's not 3 interceptions, I think we're going to come really close to it, because going back and looking at a lot of film from Tommy, when he gets back in games, he panics, especially when he gets pressure on him, and he lets some balls go that are risky. And that's not something – it is something that you can coach and make a quarterback better, but there's just something in you that when you panic, like even Drew Aller with Penn State, he's done it. All last year, he let some balls go that should have been picked off that didn't. And the rain may prevent us from getting the picks that I think that we're going to get. But our backfield is elite. I think we have a great running back room. I think we're going to run away with it, 27-16. That's my final score prediction. Really, it comes down to continuity, which we have the most of, and it comes down to the offensive line and how they're going to play. I don't think we're going to see Jaden Roberts. Even if he's not on concussion anymore, he just hasn't played. He hasn't got enough reps. So I think we're going to see some different O-line packages. Well, I would imagine we're going to see 3 tight end sets a lot in goal line situation during this game. But that's my prediction, Kyle. I'm hoping that it's 100-0. That's what I hope for, because at this point, I'm reading all this war chant stuff, and it's driving me crazy because I've been giving FSU the benefit of the doubt, sounding like some of these other callers, like, hey, it may be a close game. But after reading all these things on Twitter and war chant, man, they think they're going to take care of us. And they're getting a little too cocky for my liking. So I hope we run away with it. But we'll see. I'll be there, and I'll bring my poncho.
All right, man. Yeah, I appreciate the call, Case. Have a good time this weekend at the game, man, and chime in another time. We might be back on Friday with another call and show. Cool?
I'll be there.
All right, man. See you, Case. All right. Case calling in from Tampa. Yeah. We have 205 and a 706 coming up next. If you want to call in, 205-850-1994. From the comment box, someone said something. Was it Max? Said something about AirTran? I had never even heard of this airlines before. What's your favorite airlines if you had to choose domestically, okay? Because it's a whole different ball game when you start going global, all right? I'm telling you. All right, I have friends that travel the world, and West Coastin, for example, he travels. The difference in air travel, like when you start going global, like we're done bad here in the United States in terms of air travel. We really are. I guess Delta, right? Delta seems to be like the better one. American problems. Southwest, they've changed things. I think they're probably trending the wrong way, right? You got Spirit, right? I mean, that's there. Allegiant, come on. Like, would you agree with me? Is that a good take? Like, the United States airline system is not right. Well, they need to fix that, 100%. You ever been on Spirit? I tell you what, I flew on Spirit. I promise you, true story. I flew on Spirit from it was either, I think it was Miami or Fort Lauderdale, one of the two, all the way to Los Angeles on a nonstop. I'm telling you, they didn't serve us food. And I'm not trying to like say I need like something fancy. I'm just saying it was like an 8-hour flight. The seats didn't go back. They told us, I promise you, before we took off, I have some funny airline stories. I used to fly all the time. And they told us that like half of us needed to go sit on the left. And I was like, oh my God, like what is going on here? It was my first time flying Spirit. Yeah, a lot of funny stories, right? Airline travel will crack you. If you can stay calm during airline travel, yeah, you got good mental, because that's a lot. You want to see the worst in people is get them flying. That's how you know people are soft. When you get them flying and they start complaining, that's how you know they're soft. 100%. All right, 205, let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? You know you're on the line with, baby, this Bama Hater.
Bama Hater, what's up, dog? Bama Hater, what's your favorite airline?
I'm going to say American. Don't get on Delta, because you know what Delta stands for, right?
No, what does it stand for?
Don't even leave the airport.
All right, Bama Hater.
Hey, Kyle. Hey, man.
Come with it, man.
I'm calling you on my break, man.
Okay.
I'm calling you on my break, trying to break through some of this monotony. I want to know where all of this confidence is coming from for Bama. First of all, you're without your starting running back. Mm-hmm. You're going to be in the game with a quarterback with zero starting experience in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
where is all this confidence coming from? Just because of the name Alabama? Just because it's an SEC team? I'm gonna go with the team that's not had a loss in 2025 already. I'm picking the upset. Florida State 27, Bama 21. Gus is gonna come in with the hurry up offense, I think, and I hope Castellanos can get a few runs in along with his passes. And that 3-3-5 defense, hopefully they can be able to stop those wide receivers that Alabama has. But once again, you got to depend on Ty to get the ball to him. Mm-hmm. So all of this overconfidence and overhype for Bama, man, I don't get it.
I think one of the areas that gives me personal confidence, and I've kind of lived on like three hills for the confidence, right? And I say the defense, like all the people that return on defense, because they're in a much better position this year than they were last year. But let me ask you this, Bama hater, because this is one of the bigger reasons that I feel Alabama will have more success just overall is Ryan Grubb. What's your take on the new offensive coordinator? Do you think that he'll be able to really facilitate maybe like a buzzsaw, or do you think it's a little bit overrated?
Man, I don't care what offensive coordinator's down there. You got a quarterback with zero starting experience. You're going to have some issues. Mm-hmm. And they keep talking about how good the defense is going to be. Most of those guys are the same guys that lost to 5-5 Oklahoma and lost to unranked Vanderbilt. Those are the same guys. And the Bama fans around my part keep acting like other teams didn't improve or they didn't get high-class transfers. So I want Bama to be overconfident. So when I call in the show next week or you see me in the comments, I'm going to give it to you just like I'm giving it to you now, baby. You know how I do.
All right. What's your favorite? What's your score prediction again? Did you say it was 2017?
I said 27-21. And for all those overconfident, the Catholics of what they call my team, the convicts, they're going to get another 40. Hey, they're going to get another 41-8 beat down. They know what happened the last time they came down to Miami. So I'm looking forward to the Canes winning, and I'm looking forward to Bama losing.
All right, man. I appreciate it, Bama hater. Call in next week, man. We'll talk about Notre Dame, Miami. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. See you, bro. All right. Inside the comment box, who wins? Bama haters, by the way, is a Miami fan. Who wins, Miami or Notre Dame? Sound off inside the comment box right now. I think what is because the game is in Miami, and I think the last that I saw, Notre Dame was favored by 2.5. You know, I don't buy Notre Dame. I don't buy anything from the ACC, just period. That's an interesting one to me. That I'm definitely watching that game, right? Isn't it? I think is it Sunday night or is it Monday night? I don't know. Who wins that game? Does Notre Dame win that game? They beat because you got Carson back, and I think Notre Dame starting a freshman, right, at quarterback. It'd be interesting. All right, 256. Let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Oh, this is Nick from Northern Alabama. How's it going, man?
Hey, Nick, what's up, bro? I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in from Northern Alabama. Welcome to the show, bro.
I just wanted to say I disagree with there's two callers I disagree with, actually. The guy that was just on and the guy that said we were going to steamroll them.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I think Florida State will keep it respectable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll probably score like 17.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably go 31, you know. There's a few reasons. Well, you have Gus Malzahn, and him and Kane Womack have coached together in high school or like against each other in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And they coached together a little bit at Arkansas, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure that will favor one person heavily. I think Alabama will obviously pull away in the second half. You know, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. I think Alabama has way more talent on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like so much better. You know, their secondary is amazing, and just so much better. I mean, holy crap. You just have so many returning guys that played amazing for us last season. And I don't know, that's amazing. We lost a little bit at the defensive line, but our defensive line is I'd say they're pretty stout. There's a lot of question marks in there, you know. But I mean, it's pretty awesome. Our wide receivers, I mean, I think they're the second best in the country, probably next to Ohio State. I mean, just the best. Like, we have like 6 or 7 guys deep in there that could really start for any other team. You know, you got Rico Scott, you got Isaiah Horton, you got
Mhm.
Brian Williams, you got like
Yeah, there's a million.
who's
There's a
that little
million.
guy?
Yeah, there's a Lazier Brooks. You got
Yeah,
Jalen Hell. I mean, you could go on and on,
yeah,
right, about the Alabama wide receivers. Yeah, and I agree. I think the defense. That's what I was just telling Bama Hater too. I feel that's one of the bigger reasons they're in such a better position this year, even though they completely changed over the defense. One of the things that keeps standing out to me, Nick, I'll answer you on the other line, bro. But thanks for calling in, man. I'll catch up with you next time. Thanks for calling in from Northern Alabama. All right, appreciate it.
okay, see
Yeah,
ya.
roll tide, bro. One of the things that I keep 404 and 601, you're up next. One of the things that I keep kind of replaying in my mind was Bray Hubbard. I think it was at the Q&A session that I went to go listen to some of the players speak, and Bray Hubbard said that the defense between Kane Womack and Nick Saban is completely different, in that, at least in his opinion, with Coach Saban, there were so many different types of coverages. It was more like an NFL-type defense. And with this particular defense, it's so much different, but it allows the players to play faster. It's less complicated, and it allows them to play with more confidence. And I keep on kind of thinking about that particular quote, and I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I mean, Saban was the defensive coordinator, period. I mean, I know there was other guys with the title, but he was kind of the guy behind. And when you hear somebody like Bray Hubbard saying it allows you to play faster and have more confidence, I think that was a little bit, made my ears perk up for sure, 100%. All right, 404, let's do it. All right, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? It's E-Man from Atlanta, man.
Yo, what's up, E-Man? I appreciate it, man. It's been too long, E-Man. It's been too long. Too long, man. Are you doing okay? How's your family? You doing okay?
I'm doing good. The family's good. Okay. Everybody's good. I had an eventful year, some ups, some downs.
Yeah.
2024 and 2025. But I'm blessed, man. I can't complain, brother.
Yeah, me too, dog. I had ups, I had downs. Things were a little bit gray, sometimes fuzzy. Things got bright, dude. Welcome to life, right? Like, that's just how life is, man. So,
exactly.
Happy to hear from you, E-Man. Come with it, dog. It's been too long.
That's right, man. Well, it's good talking to you, Kyle. You've been doing your thing, brother. You've been holding us down like you always do. I was listening to the show. I'm at work, man. I was listening to the show. I wasn't going to get on and say nothing, but then Bama Hater came, man. So I had to come make an appearance because Bama Hater, I knew that 205 number was him, so I got on the line. One thing that he said that I want to answer, he said, where's all the confidence coming from? I think a lot of people look at our season last year and they look at the end result, but they don't look at the journey and the bumps and bruises and the flashes of greatness that we saw a lot last year, with a lot that we had to throw together, losing a lot of important pieces, not really being able to recruit like we would have normally in a year. So I think the confidence is coming from what we saw last year, the flashes of greatness that we saw that with Coach DeBoer and his vision and what we really see this offense could be. Jalen Miro couldn't do all that we thought that he would be able to do. He had some obvious weaknesses at certain times, some good strengths, and he actually looking pretty decent in the NFL right now. But never here or there. Either way, last year what we saw, I think we can build off of that and give us confidence. We've had a great offseason. We got a lot of great pieces where I feel like we were lacking that. I would say more respectively with the wide receivers. Isaiah Horton, we got a lot of guys back from last year that didn't get to play, didn't get to see the field. We got Cole Adams, Jalen Hill. A little birdie told me Bach is starting to turn that corner for wide out, and he's looking real good. I'm not sure if they're going to have him at slot or wide out, but from what I'm hearing from T-Town, Bach is starting to look real good too, and he kind of getting his legs in front of him for this from the wide receiver position. And I think that's where our confidence comes from. We were a few bad plays in a horrible game from Oklahoma, away from being in the playoffs. And we're so spoiled as being Bama fans, but 9-3, well, technically 9-4 on a rebuild year when we lost, I would say 50, 60 guys. That's a damn good year in my eyes, I think. I've seen other rebuilding years look much, much worse.
I think you make some really good points. I mean, like I was saying to Bama Hater as well, I think the defense, Ryan Grubb, and just the fact that you have a new quarterback. And I do agree with you about what you pointed out on Jalen Milroe. I mean, he has looked pretty good in, some drives. I mean, I saw him against in the first game, he looked pretty good. Second game, not so much. Third game against Green Bay, later on, he had a pretty good drive. But I think overall, like the recruiting has been amazing. And just like, is it Robbie that we have on says inside the comment box, the brand isn't dead, So, like there are plenty of reasons to be confident. This isn't a gas up. There really is plenty of reasons to be optimistic about this team. Anything else, E-Man, before I let you go?
I didn't mention Ryan Grubb, but I think he's gonna be the X factor this year.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of times last year we stalled offensively, kind of tried some things. I think that as great as a coach as Kalen DeBoer is, Ryan Grubb is definitely his Robin. You know what I'm saying? Or they could possibly, the way Ryan Grubb speaks, man, it could be Batman A and Batman B, because Ryan Grubb is gonna have his own team really, really soon. Like
100%.
he has that head coach swagger about himself. He has that for sureness about himself. He knows how to call out certain things with the players without calling them out and making it seem like it's something bad. He just has a good job of talking about the players and talking about the team in a respectable way, in a digestible way where you can really understand what he's saying about the team. So I think it looks good, man. One thing I wanted y'all to hear, I don't know if everybody was on, I think this interview was Bama Central from Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams said something that I don't know if everybody paid attention, but Ryan Williams said that Ty Simpson was kind of wowing him in practice a lot of times. He made one comment where he said Ty Simpson would throw a bomb and turn around, almost like how Steph would shoot a three and just turn around because he knows it's going in. He said Ty Simpson would throw a ball and turn around and look the other way because he already know that either him or Isaiah Horton or Jeremy Bernard, they're going to make the play. When you hear a player, when our star receiver is saying stuff like that, and you hear a player with the talent of Ryan Williams talking about a quarterback that we've never seen talk about him like that, I think that speaks volumes. And I honestly think that Ty Simpson is going to be like Mac Jones. That's really what I see for Ty Simpson. I think he's going to be like Mac Jones. A lot of people forget he's a 5-star, number 2 coming out that class behind Cade Klubnik. I think he's going to light it up, bro. I think he's going to light it up. And I think that this prediction for Florida State, I don't even think Florida State scored 10 points, man. They might get a touchdown, might get a field goal. That's all I'm going to give them. I say 35-10.
35-10. All right, E-Man, I appreciate it, man. Good dialogue, good call, man. I'll catch up with you next time, bro.
All right, Kyle. Roll Tide, bro.
Roll Tide, too, man. All right, that was E-Man out in the 404. It's been a minute since he called in, but he always has a really good take, so I always look forward. And I love all the takes. The one thing is we got 251 and a 601. The thing is when you call in, like if you have different points of view, if you're opposing fan, whatever, like come with it. Just be yourself. You're welcome in in any shape or form. I do ask that you don't be like don't say any profanity, anything that clearly we have to address. But the thing is, I will always listen to your point, and it's rare of me to, and I don't like to do this just in life, to like belittle anybody because I don't see myself above anybody at all. That's something that I've learned through kind of just growth. Is that everybody's kind of the same, and but I like to hear different points of view, 100%. So really good call. Let's see, Purple. This is interesting. Inside the comment box, Purple Haze. Says one of the Southwest planes I was on hit another plane pulling out in 2021 in Chicago. That is crazy. And we have Max Tooney wants Pan Am back. Remember TWA, right? TWA was crazy. I'll tell you one more plane story, and then we'll go to the next caller. All right, I promise you, all my airplane stories are true, right? I'm serious. So I was flying. I was in Vegas. Don't ask me why. I was in Vegas for 7 days. 7 days. All right, a week in Vegas. I was flying from Vegas back to Albuquerque, and obviously I was hungover. It was just, you were in Vegas for 7 days. It was crazy. And we get above Lake Mead, and I'm not exaggerating. The plane filled up with smoke. It was insane. And I was sitting, remember the first seats in Southwest, anybody this old, to where the seats were going like the opposite way when you'd first walk in? So you'd have like seats going this way and this way. I was in one of those seats, and I got real scared when the stewardess started, like, they were holding hands. The two female, they were scared. I was scared. So we turned around and we landed back in Vegas, and I was like, I'm never leaving this place. It was terrifying. There was like fire trucks and stuff like that. We got off. We sat for like an hour. They pulled another plane back, and then we flew out. It was crazy, man. 7 days in Vegas, way too much. All right, 601, let's do it. Hey, welcome to the show. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, how's it going? It's Jake Pensacola.
Jay, what's up, dog? How you doing, man? Doing all right? Where are you driving to today?
I'm good. I'm actually in Michigan.
You're in Michigan?
I'm picking up my load, heading to Memphis, actually.
Michigan to Memphis. All right, that sounds like a country song. On the way from Michigan to Memphis
Exactly.
to watch the tide rolling through the seaside. All right, man. Jay, what's up, dog? So come with it, man. Welcome on in the show.
Kyle. That Bama head got me fired up. He got me fired up. If I could just have a sit down with him, I'm like, what did Miami go last year? I mean, what did Miami do last year? All because of that one transfer quarterback. Like,
100%.
I had so many points that I'm just listening. I just called because I just got to delivering the load, and I was like, damn, I'm behind. Then I seen you still alive. Then I seen call-in show. I said, yes, I made it. And then I was like, then I went on to hear him talking. I said, man, I hope Miami does good, because I hope we meet Miami in the playoffs. So we can, I was actually going for Miami, because I don't like Notre Dame. But now, Notre Dame finesse Miami for me. Do that for me. Finesse them.
Yeah, Bama hater is like making more Notre Dame fans. I don't even like Notre Dame.
I don't at all.
I know.
I do now.
And they figured it out how to just play like a couple games and to still make the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? They're so smart for not joining a conference, right? Like it works out perfect for them. I'm not buying anything Notre Dame related. Anything else you got, Jay?
Yes. I just want to say, I'm sorry, I got time now. I want to give you a hypothetical.
Okay.
Before I end. So, you know how 2020 is our best season that we ever had. 2020 is our best offense we ever had. I feel like that's the best offense we had in history. So, my question for you is, that 2020 season, do you think a big factor of that, because we had no crowd. So when we went to other SEC areas, we had no crowd to interfere with noise or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the players, like we had the best offense, but there was no noise at all. So they didn't have a distraction. That's what I'm saying. They didn't have a distraction as far as we do, as they do now, versus like of course, like I said, how we playing now. So do you think would it play a huge factor as of now? Yes, it will hurt the fans on not being there. But if the fans wasn't there and the players just playing, would there be a bigger deal versus them being there?
Hey, it says I'll answer on the other line. It says in a quarter mile you gotta make a right. Don't miss that right, dog. I can hear it. I'll answer on the other line, Jay. Take it easy, man. Be safe on the road, man. Deliver the goods. Michigan and Memphis, man. Working on the country song coming up next.
I want to tell you I love you, man. God is the greatest.
All right. Oh, hell yeah, dog. All right. Yeah, put that on repeat, man. That should be our shirt, right? God is the greatest.
Yes.
All right. We just did that, man. All right. Someone, let's get that down. God is the greatest. We'll rock it.
I'm telling my wife to do it. I'll tell my wife to do it. I'll see it to you.
All right. Don't miss that turn. I'm sure it's coming up now. All right. See you, Jay. Late.
All right. So.
Jay driving from Michigan to Memphis. Do we have any guitar players on here? Does anybody? I'll sing the song. Someone else can help me write the lyrics, and we'll produce Michigan to Memphis, and then we'll do our God is the greatest shirt, right? I don't know. 2020 was the weirdest year, right? Was that not the weirdest year? You know what it was? Anybody Black Mirror fans, right? You know Black Mirror? We were characters in one of those shows. It was a real-life Black Mirror episode. I do agree that 2020 team was absolutely nasty. It was crazy. That 2020 team, I'm glad that I'm here to see it. but not all the fans could see it. That team was a buzzsaw. Mac Jones was, I mean, he was crazy. He was so dialed in. He was just a monster, man, and he's still underrated. Mac Jones is underrated. Do you agree with that? Thumbs up if you agree with that. I know we talk about, Jalen Hurts because he just won a Super Bowl. By the way, he's balling out. I hope I get him on fantasy football. Mac Jones is with the Niners now. I'm a Niner fan. And when you play for the 49ers, you're definitely going to play because everybody gets hurt on that team. Actually, we got Brian Robinson, too. So, I don't know. 2020 would I don't know how to answer that question other than the fact that nobody's like that 2020 team. That team was nasty. Straight nasty work. They did nasty work on all SEC teams. They beat teams badly. That was just that team was nasty. All right, 737, let's do it. Hey, welcome to the show. Who am I on line with and where are you calling in from?
Hello, Kyle. This is Mike in Austin.
Mike, what's up, man? Is this like a burner phone number?
Yes, it is, man. Since I got out, I got me a new phone. Yeah, sure is, man. It's but hey, man, I can tell you this about this game coming up, this Florida State game, man. I don't know what the score is going to be, Kyle, but I really think that where we're at with the program right now, this is a must-win game for us, man. I know it's early in the season, and it's probably not going to ruin our season, but as far as team morale goes and fan morale goes and the direction of the program, a win for Kalen DeBoer, this is a must-win game, and basically because we're better than Florida State, so we should beat Florida State. Because the teams we lost to last year, we're really better than them. We just lost to them for no reasons, whatever reason. But for instance, let's say if we win, Mike Pierce is going to say, well, they're better than Florida State. Well, they should beat Florida State. But we got everything to lose, man. If we lose this game, everybody's going to say, well, it's official. Bama sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is just a must-win game for the program, man. I know it's early. It won't ruin our season, but we got to win this game, dude, because we cannot lose to another team than we're better than. So that's all I got to say about that, brother, man.
Wait, hold on, Mike. You sound – I agree. So Chris in New Jersey said Mike sounds great. I think you sound great too, bro. Yeah, and not that you didn't sound great before. I could just tell, you're in college football mode. Mike in Austin, there's a different level when we get to the season. I'm glad just to say that you're in mid-season form, bro. So glad to have you back. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, keep calling in. I'm glad things are well for you, Mike. All right?
All right, man. You take care, dude.
All right, you too. All right, see ya.
Okay,
all right, that was, it didn't sound great. Okay, I need you guys to do something for me. All right, so we have Toby out in Leeds. All right, so Toby, he's an avid watcher of the show. If anybody's from Leeds, Alabama, you know who Toby is. All right, so can you guys give him a shout out inside the comment box? Just say Roll Tide Toby. He's I used to see him before all the games. He's a great dude. He loves Alabama football. So give him a little Roll Tide inside the comment box just to buoy the spirits. All right, 251. Let's do it. Hey, good morning. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with, and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? This is Chris Law from Mobile, Alabama.
Hey, Chris. What's up, man?
Hey, man.
Yeah, thanks for calling from L.A. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a new listener, man, and I like what you got going on here on the show, man, and keep it up.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I just want to give a little put in about just Florida State and Alabama playing, man, and I really think Alabama can do it, man. On both sides of the ball, man. I think what they're bringing back on defense, and just the defensive backs, man, I think they really have it going on for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll be able to take the ball away a lot more this year. The defense is going to take over and dominate this game. I think they scored no more than 10 points. And I think Alabama scores about 40 points, man. I think Ryan Williams, come watching him play high school football, the way he moves on the field, man, and him being slot and being able to move from left to right and get open, man, and make a move. He's just going to open the offense up as well. That's pretty much all I got to say, man. And, I love Alabama football.
Let me ask you something real quick. Down there in L.A., one thing that I've realized, come to I've been following for the last couple of years. The high school football down there is crazy, right? Do we have any front runners down in the area, in Mobile or the greater area that can make a run at the championship? Because, man, the last couple of years, the high school football has been crazy down there.
Yeah, I still believe it's Jackson, Alabama, man. The five-star running back out there. He got suspended for the first game. Against Saraland, and that game last year, they tried to do a quarterback war, but lately at the last minute of the game, they tried to put the running back in, and he's got it, man. But I would definitely say Jackson, Alabama. Keep your eyes on that five-star running back, man. He's elite.
Yeah, no doubt. No, the highlights that I like from the class of 2026, I like Xavier Crowell. And then Cedarian Morgan. Did you guys just see this young man? Like Cedarian Morgan, I think he could play now for Alabama, the wide receiver. He's unbelievable.
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%. And there's a lot of dogs on the defensive side. Anyways, man, thanks for calling from LA. I appreciate you calling again anytime, man. And we look forward to catching with you on the next call-in show. See you, man.
Oh yeah, roll tide.
All right, roll tide to you. All right, 202. Let's do this. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Yes, sir, Kyle. How you doing, man? This is Vaughn from D.C.
I'm sorry, I missed your first name.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my first name Vaughn.
Ron?
From D.C.
All right.
Yeah.
I saw the 202, and I used to live out in D.C. and I lived in D.C., physical D.C., literally right behind the Capitol building. And then I lived in Alexandria, Virginia, and you familiar with Alexandria at all?
Yes.
So do you know where Braddock Station is? Braddock Station's on Blue and Yellow.
Yes.
That's where I lived. So I literally lived at those condos, and I would drive either Blue or Yellow, and then I get off at Federal Triangle, and I worked at the EPA another time. So, I've kind of had like this Forrest Gump type life, man. But thanks for the call in from DC, man. What's on your mind? Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man? Now, I was just calling, man, because I'm hearing a lot of things about, like, a lot of criticism about Bama. And honestly, I think we're going to have one of the best offenses and defenses this year. Top 5 in both. And I just think, Ryan Grubb being there is a huge addition that people are not really talking about. And it's going to open our offense up. Jalen Milroe, the past couple of years, he's a run-first quarterback. Now I feel like we have a pass-first quarterback with a lot of weapons. And then our running back room will be fine. Jan Miller will be back. And I just think, overall look at our team, I just think we are loaded from top to bottom, with true freshmen. On defense, you got Dijon Lee coming in. He might start. You got Justin Hill on the D-line. He might start. So it's options that we have on the offense and defensive side of the ball. And then don't forget about Lafayette Brooks.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a big X factor this year. He gives off Jalen Waddle vibe to me. Those are vibes I'm getting. Not comparing the two. But just his speed, his elusiveness, the way he catch the ball, the way he run routes, in that slot. It's gonna be huge for us. So I think Top Sets is gonna have a huge year this year. It's gonna be a good year for us, man.
Yeah, I like the addition, and I've been talking about Ryan Grubb even on my small platform. I just think that that's something that Alabama in general, they haven't had the offensive coordinator that they've deserved. The quarterbacks haven't had the offensive coordinator that they deserved. Wide receivers, whatever. I think Ryan Grubb really elevates everything from the quarterback standpoint. That's just schematics of the game. I really do. And I think that he's a reason Alabama wins a lot of games, and probably, honestly, a reason why like someone like Josh Pate or someone like that is picking them to win the title. I just think that the offense, there's so much firepower. Anything else, Ron, while we got you on?
Oh yeah, just real quick. And I just want to say to all Florida State fans, all you're doing is giving us more ammunition for August 30th.
Yeah.
And that's all I gotta say. You're gonna see a mean Alabama team on Saturday.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what we're accustomed to from the Nick Saban days, from the actual main teams, the teams that, just didn't care about anything. Yep. I think that'll help out a lot.
I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for calling in from D.C., man, and take it easy, and we'll catch up with you next time.
Yes, sir, man. Roll Tide.
Right, roll Tide to you, man. All right, that was Ron out in D.C. Yo, I think that's one of the first. I mean, we have calls from all over. Really, remember there was that guy who called in from South Korea. We had somebody call in from Alaska, and of course, we had Hawaii on lock when Tua was here, right? But D.C., I don't know. We've had callers from up in the area, but, physical D.C., I saw the 202. I was like, oh, man. All right, let's see what else we got. We got 601. Let's do it. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, what's up, Kyle? This is CJ from Mosby, Mississippi.
CJ, what's up, dog? I appreciate you calling in. Where'd you say you're from? Mosby?
Yes, sir. Mosby, Mississippi.
Man, where is that? I never even heard of this.
It's a little beat down. We got about 100 population. We're right outside of Jackson.
Man, that's cool. I used to live in this town, Roy, New Mexico. All right. So Roy, New Mexico had a population of 300 people. I lived there in 1996. They had 6-man football. And there was not even a stoplight. And it was like a type of community where we had like one little convenience store. It was kind of like a grocery. But you could go in and you could charge stuff. Like you had a charge account. You know what I'm saying? And mostly like ranchers, clearly. And my dad was a teacher. He was coaching volleyball at that time. So, no, I get it, man. And sometimes you kind of reflect back, and it was nice living there, right? Got some elbow room. I don't know. Country. I've been talking about country life for a long time. Maybe that's my next move. Anyway, CJ, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, and come with it, man.
All right, man. So I just want to let you and the fans know this is going to sound weird, but I'm betting against Alabama, but there's a reason for this, all right?
Okay.
So right now, I don't know if you can hear my keyboard, but I'm locking in Florida State money line. I'm putting $2,000 on Florida State to win $8,000. And that's so Florida State will lose because I never win bets. I'm sacrificing $2,000. This is a month's pay for me, by the way, just so Alabama wins the first game.
Oh, man. CJ's going hard, man. So he's $2,000 to win 8.
I'm willing to part with $2,000 of my hard-earned money. I work in a coal mine, and I'm willing to part with $2,000 of my own money just so Alabama wins the game.
Oh, man, I love it, man. What do you yeah, look, 2,000 to win 8. I got you, man. That's a dangerous bet. Is there anything that are you doing this so that Alabama wins, basically?
Yeah, $2,000 so we start the season off 1-0.
See, this is a real Alabama fan, all right? You're going all in so your team wins because you know what they say.
I'm a baller.
Yeah,
I'm a big baller.
I love it, CJ. What else you got, man?
That's really it. I just, like I said, every time I bet against a team, the other team wins.
100%.
Now, on the odd chance that Florida State does win, and I do win the $8,000, I'm gonna take a nice vacation over. We're probably going. Me and my wife, Christy, we're probably gonna go take a cruise over there to the Bahamas.
Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah. You'll call us from Atlantis, that resort out in the Bahamas, and we'll have you on, and you'll be like, see, I told you. So, all right. So, look, I hope it works out for you, and thanks for the call, man. Call in again, and if you win, definitely call in again, and you'll be $6,000 richer.
Yeah, well, I don't know. If Alabama loses, I'll probably shoot myself anyway. So.
Stop. All right, CJ, call in again next time, dog.
All right, bye-bye. You have a good day, Kyle.
You
bye-bye.
too, man. Oh, my goodness. All right, 251, let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, it's Robert from Mobile.
Robert, what's up? Robert has been calling. How long you been calling into the show, Robert? Robert is like a OG of like the G's. Robert, you've been calling in for like the last, like from like 7 years ago, right? Like when I first started, you were calling in.
Maybe so.
Man.
Yeah, maybe so.
You're doing okay, Robert? It's good to hear from you, bro. You sound well.
Oh, I'm fine. Just ready to get this season started. analysis. After Mr. Castellano's comments, which he directly said it towards Alabama, and it wasn't. There was no indirectness. You know how others will do. They'll be in front of a camera and say, "We want Bama," or not directly, but indirectly. Or with Ogeron, he's on the sideline, or in the locker. I can't remember where it was. This is our house now. He didn't even say that directly. What did Nick Saban and the gang do with just those two off-the-cuff comments? Not even said directly towards him.
Yeah.
Next time they bet you, it wasn't good. This coach Castellano said it directly towards the team, towards the coach, and said that you're essentially nothing without Nick Saban. That's what he said. You don't have Nick Saban to save you anymore. That's like what Lois Lane was Superman. You don't have Superman to save him anymore. Oh, okay. So we're absolutely nothing without Nick Saban. That's essentially what you said there, dude. That's a direct affront to your manhood. You have to respond the way Alabama back in the day would have responded. Okay, if we don't bury any other quarterback this season, we're going to bury you. That's the response that's going to have to be made. That was a gauntlet. That was a challenge to your manhood. That was a slap in your face. It's you're nothing without Saban. That's what he said. And he don't see how they stop you. They stop him. so now that you're nothing without Saban, and you can't stop him. Oh wow! This has to be another LSU 2020 beatdown. When all Ogeron said was, "This is our house," and he was on the sideline, and somebody called him on a hot mic, and that's all it took for them to get buried the next year. Or the kid on the Vanderbilt kid, he got so hyped, he's so happy he won. Hey, Bama, you next. He didn't say they're going to win. He just said, Bama, you next.
Oh God, that was terrible.
And they were destroyed in the next game.
Yep.
That's how little it took.
I know.
He has to be destroyed.
I know. And the people who have like that. I mean, you could say stuff, but like never against Alabama. It just never ever works. And it's just like and you're right. Like his comments were directly at Alabama without Coach Saban. It's just like, man, it's just from like the PR perspective, that's not what you want. And then he kind of doubled down on it, and he's like, we as a team believe that. So I'm sure it's been piped into the locker room, millions different of times. The players are what they say, all disrespect will be dealt with. And I that's going to be, some extra firepower for these guys. But you got a score prediction for me, Robert? You taking Bama by, I would imagine taking them by more than 2 scores on Saturday?
Oh, absolutely. It'll be disappointing if we don't. This isn't a beatdown. I think I was telling other people call in shows. I was thinking 42 to maybe 17 with a garbage touchdown late in the fourth quarter for Florida State. They might sneak one in on the subs. Otherwise, it's been 42 to 10, something like that. I think 42, maybe 42-17, or somewhere around that neighborhood. Real quick before I go, again, hopefully we won't have the issues we had last season. In the losses, Milroe's turnovers really crushed us. And every loss, and I just looked this up, every loss, Milroe was responsible for every turnover. It'd be like 2 or 3 in a game, but they would be always at the worst possible time when the team least needed it. Those turnovers crushed us, and all the losses, I looked at it, he could have responsible for every turnover and every loss. Yes, there were multiple turnovers, and they were all him in every loss last season. So if we can clean that up, if Ty Simpson just cleans that up, we can make special things happen. I've been hearing a lot of commentators think that Alabama's, could run this. The Georgia game will be the linchpin for me. I'm not championship or bust yet, but if they beat Georgia, I will be on the championship or bust mode then because, it won't get any worse than Georgia. Georgia hates us, and they're so tired of us beating them, they don't know what to do. So if you all do that again, I'm on championship or bust bandwagon. All right, man.
All right, man. I appreciate the call, Robert. Good to talk to you, man. It's been a minute.
Catch you later.
All right, see ya. Robert calling in from Mobile. We got 256 and 706. I'm just chilling. So if you guys want to call in, I just got a $100 super chat, man, from CJ. So CJ with 100, man, that's crazy. Like, I am so grateful, man. Like the super chats are just, that's extraordinary. So thank you so much. Oh, and then we got a bomb of a super chat. So how Johnny is just coming in absolutely swinging, man. Thank you so much. He said he bought 10 gift memberships. All right. So, damn, you're talking about the MVP for the day. How about CJ calling in from Mosby, Mississippi? I don't even know where that is. I know it's got what do you say? How many people live there? Was it 200? 100? Just as the $100 that he threw down. All right. I'm just chilling today. So you guys want to call in? I'm just kicking it. And when I start talking about food, that's when you know where we're at. What's for lunch today? All right. 11:24 on Wednesday, August 27th. I appreciate you guys supporting the show. Hit the thumbs up on the content. I appreciate you guys. 256. Let's do it. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
How you doing, Kyle? This is your cousin, Boots Henderson. How you doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Boots? Boots Henderson. You're calling in from
How you doing?
Gunnersville, right?
Lake Gunnersville.
Yeah.
Yes,
I remember because it's been a minute since you called in. But I knew, well, number one, I knew your voice. But Gunnersville, I love Gunnersville. I think it's so nice up there. The lake is amazing to me.
You need to come on up here and do a show out on the live deck down there, down at the Harbor House. You need to come up and do a live show out and eat some of that real good food. You don't know about good food till you come up here, son.
100%. Okay, I'll take you up on that. All right, Boots, welcome to the show, man. Come with it.
Look here, I have a couple things I want to touch on. Is any word on is Richard Young gonna be the running back first off the bench or what?
Yeah, so we got
another thing.
Go ahead.
Another thing. Look here. Now look here, Kyle. You know how to say in them big trials that the jury's still out. Well, now I ain't worried about the offense. I just ain't. But that defense. Now, they played good at the end of the year last year. Few games, they played fairly good. You know what I'm saying? When I'm saying C+ when it comes to Alabama standard. We lack A+ down here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, this right here, look here. Is there anybody, do you think the front's going to be able to throw anybody around if anything? Get back to the backfield, Do you think that front going to be able to do anything? And, because if not, we're going to have to go get a SEC defensive coordinator. I hate to say that, but I'm scared of the defense. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm bad scared of them because big chunks will get you beat in the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I got you. All right, Boots. I'll answer on the other line, but thanks for calling in, and I'll catch you with you next time. And I'm going to take you up on a show out in Lake Gunnersville. We'll do something from like the landing or something like that. Maybe we'll link up with the someone who has a bass boat. Maybe we'll get on it and we'll cruise. I don't know. I'd like to get on that lake. If you have a boat, somebody out there, hit me up. We'll figure it out, Boots. But I appreciate the call.
Okay.
All right. See you, Boots. All right. That was Boots calling up from Lake Gunnersville. He's asking about the running back and about the defensive line. Let me ask you this. What's your confidence level in Alabama's defensive line right now? I mean, you got Big Tim Keenan. You got James Smith. I was talking about James Smith for a long time. I think he'll be very good. I think he'll be a lot better than people anticipate. Steve Mbumwa, I think he's someone to watch as well. It looks like Kelby Collins, the transfer in from Florida. He's another guy to watch. Isaiah Faga. So those are kind of your big bodies. And then I think the bandit position, you have L.T. Overton, you have Keon Keeley, you have Jordan Renaud, right? Like those guys, I have confidence in the defensive line. How do you guys? And I think the only reason we'll feel even more confident is if they're able to stop the run come Saturday. But Boots is right. Last year, if you wanted to beat Alabama, you ran the football. That's truth. And then he also asked about the running back position. Richard Young will be your starter at running back. He'll be the one that takes the first carries, but I think you'll be able to see three running backs. I think you'll see Richard Young. I think you'll see Daniel Hill. And I think you'll see Dre Washington. All right. And those are, different style of running backs. But who do you think will score a touchdown out of the running backs? All right, because I'm curious. I probably say Daniel Hill, right? Do we think Daniel Hill score? If a running back's going to score on Saturday, is it Daniel Hill or is it Richard Young? I don't know. All right, 7:06. Let's do it. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, buddy. My name's Skip. I'm calling from Augusta, Georgia. I used to handle Chicken Bone News. I've been cutting up with your guys on chat a good bit. I just don't know what to think. FSU back in the day was the number one team, and I just think it's going to be a comeback year for them. And to be honest, it's hard for me to even accept Alabama yet with Nick Saban gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, welcome on in, Chicken Bone. This is your first time calling, so thank you so much. It replacing Coach Saban was never going to be like an easy deal to get past, right? Like this was somebody that was, we're never going to get over it, period. And Coach Kalen DeBoer is not Coach Saban. And nobody will ever be Coach Saban. But what do they always say about to compare is to despair, right? So you got to get out of that. And I think you have to stay presently locked on to Coach Kalen DeBoer and look to what he is doing here at Alabama. And I always start with the fundamental, the foundational piece, in my opinion, which is recruiting. How are you recruiting? Because that tells us where we're going. And if you look to how he recruited in the first year, it was pretty damn good, right? You look to the players that are now here within this spring window, man, like Dejon Lee, Lazier Brooks. The year before, you brought in Ryan Williams and Noah Carter before he just got in. So the foundational pieces, and you kind of looked at who he's recruiting in 2026, man, he's got length, right? He's got two good quarterbacks. So, yeah, I am optimistic about it. But you want to make one more comment before we move on, Chicken Bone?
Well, all I can say is I'm still stuck in the old days, I guess. Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. I just don't know. But look, I appreciate your show.
Yeah.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And go Dogs.
All right, man. See ya. We'll see Chicken Bone too, in September when Alabama and Georgia play. The thing I've learned, and I say this often, and if you're a Georgia fan, you're welcome to call in. Anybody is welcome to call in. But the Georgia fans, it's crazy. Like, I feel like they have amnesia, right? So selective amnesia is what they call it, right? Like they forget the times that they played Alabama. It's the craziest thing. I've never seen a fan base be able to have kind of like next game mentality more than Georgia. Like Georgia fans think that they've always. Do we hear? Is there a smoke alarm? Do I need to replace a smoke alarm at my house? Did you guys hear it? I'll see if I hear it. Remember there was that one dude who called and the smoke alarm was going off and we had to tell him to change the batteries? I know Caden's smoke alarm was chirping the other day, but he replaced it. Let's see. Do we hear it? Is it on my side? I'm trying to listen. I don't know. Huh. All right. You have the SEC teleconference. I guess we ran over. I didn't expect to have an hour and 30 show. But this is just in. Kalen DeBoer says Jaden Roberts has been practicing very limited and is making progress, but a lot of the same, nothing more than that really. So I don't know if Jaden Roberts is going to play on Saturday, but the update is, this is coming, from the SEC teleconference, Kalen DeBoer says Jaden Roberts has been practicing very limited and is making progress. I don't know. Do we think that Jaden Roberts plays on Saturday? I don't know. We'll take our next call, 786. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
What's going on, Kyle? It's Chad from Miami.
Chad, what's up, dog? Good to have you, man. I appreciate you. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. I've been working.
Yeah. Well, we're here, man. We made it to week 1, man. What's on your mind? Where you want to take us, man? Go ahead. Your show.
Just got a few points, man. My points are I'm just hoping for a clean game and limit mistakes. Offensive line open up holes and being able to protect the quarterback, because we've been struggling with that for a little while. Defensive line causing pressures and getting to the quarterback, because I think we were a bottom 3 last year in the SEC in terms of sacks. I know we were getting some pressure, but I think some of our defensive linemen and linebackers didn't finish the job in getting those sacks. My next thing is quarterback playing mistake free and not turning the ball over since we've had an issue with that. And then it's the SEC. We got to run the damn ball. We can't get too pass happy all the time and trying to pass the ball when it doesn't call for it. Like SEC is all about running the ball and then complementing with a quarterback, especially with a first-year starter. And then my main thing is what I haven't been seeing for the last 2 years is Alabama really incorporating a slot receiver or a tight end. We've been struggling with that, especially with Milroe and Mac Jones. I'm not sure if you really watched their film or whatever. They really didn't, even Bryce a little bit. They really didn't pass over the middle of the field a lot. It's really a lot of the passes are really to the outside. So I want to see like us produce a great tight end again because we haven't had one in years, or a great slot receiver also since we had those 4 that all went to the NFL. And then it's the SEC, man. I think the SEC, actually not just the SEC, but I think a lot of the big time teams, they're going to have a down year. Like, Ohio State is replacing their defensive line and they have a new quarterback, and Michigan also has a new quarterback. So does Georgia and a bunch of other teams. But we shouldn't be losing to bad teams. Like last year we lost to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma when they had no quarterback. So I think we might maybe have 2 losses this year, but we shouldn't be struggling against bad teams. The only challenges I see we should be having against certain teams, maybe like Georgia, South Carolina, LSU, and Auburn, but most of those are winnable games. So I predict maybe losing 2 games this year, but I think we have a better overall roster, and we just have to put it together. And in terms of the game tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, but Saturday, I think we maybe give up 2 touchdowns to Florida State. I see us probably maybe getting about like 35 to 42 points. But the overall thing is just limiting mistakes and playing together, and offensive and defensive line making a statement.
Speaking of, this is just in, by the way, on the line with Chad from Miami. This is just in. According to Coach Kalen DeBoer, this is just breaking news in. Got some injury updates, so stay with me here. SEC teleconference just took place here at 11:30. I'm going to cut a video on this. Jaden Roberts, concussion, limited at practice, and making slow and steady progress, right? Still unknown about whether he'll play on Saturday, but this is a little bit more significant. This is just in. Tim Keenan, the third, is probably not a full go for Florida State. So I think that's notable. Okay, we just here talking about Alabama's defensive line, so looks like Tim Keenan will be out week 1. Chad, your thoughts on Tim Keenan not being able to go in week 1?
I mean, he's a big part of the defensive line, but I don't think he's necessary to be Florida State. I'll probably say we'll probably need him more for like when we get to the meet of the big schedules, like let's say Georgia, which is like week 3, or if not not Tennessee, but maybe like South Carolina, week 7 or week 8. But maybe if he's good by then, I think we'll be fine. But I don't think he's necessary to beat Florida State. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, so it probably looks like you're going to be out Jam Miller, you're going to be out Tim Keenan, and I don't know, status kind of unknown for Jaden Roberts. So theoretically, you're out 3 starters in this game against Florida State. I don't think you see the line move or anything like that. And like Chad said, you do have guys, in that role ready to step up. So we'll have to see. But Chad, I appreciate the call, man. Always a good call from Miami, and we'll catch up with you next time.
All right, man. Same to you.
All right, take it easy, man. It's been a minute that I heard from Chad. Glad he's doing well. It's been kind of nice to catch up with people, right? It seems, this is the time of year, but a lot of people are out there listening, but it's time for the big dogs to call in. I get it. 706, let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Hey. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, what's up, Kyle? This is Dennis King, King Family Reacts, calling in from LaGrange, Georgia.
Hey, what's up, man? You know what? I had to tell a story real quick. So this is King's Family Reacts from LaGrange, Georgia. All right. So King's Family Reacts. He has, tons of YouTube subscribers, all this stuff. But he messages me on Instagram, and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna be around?" And this is for the A-Day practice or whatever. And so I'm like, "Yeah, let's link up." So we saw each other. He brought his son, right, doing some parenting, watching the Alabama Crimson Tide. It was good. We took a photo together, and it was really nice to meet you, King family. So I appreciate this continued support. I see you inside the comment box. So welcome to the show, and it was good to meet you face to face, man. Come with it.
Yeah, bro. It was good to meet you too, man. Thank you for taking the time to meet us up there in front of the stadium. That was cool. But yeah, man, I've had work has got in the way today. I've had to jump on meetings, so I've been in the chat, out of the chat. I don't really know what people have really talked about today, but a couple of things, and they probably won't be very coherent, but I'll do my best to stay on track. Speaking on Ty Simpson and the butterflies, I think it's a good thing. I don't see it as a bad thing at all. If you've ever given a speech in front of an audience, you got butterflies before you go up to the podium.
Yeah.
If you're an entertainer or a performer, you got butterflies before you walk on stage.
Yeah.
Some of us that played sports before that game, you got butterflies before you before you walk on the field or the court, whatever it is. It's the butterflies that can ignite you, that can elevate you to the next level and literally bring out the best in you. Eminem's got a song, called "Lose Yourself" that talks all about it. Maybe somebody can listen to it today. But yeah, man, I think it's a good thing. Butterflies are a good thing. I'm not worried about that at all. Jaden Roberts, don't think it's a big thing. Tim Keenan, a little bit of a head scratcher, but I think we're going to be okay. Jam, I think we're loaded at running back. I don't think that'll hurt us really at all. The thing that bothers me is not so much just the potential weather. Weather's a thing. They're going to be on the same field, wet ball, wet ground. The thing that bothers me is what happened in the Michigan Bowl game. When we have the ball and we got sideways rain when we're on offense and we can't do anything, and then they have the ball on offense and it's barely sprinkling. That's what concerns me is what's going on with the rain when we have possession of the ball. You go back and watch the Michigan game. It's crazy. It was like the rain was possessed against us. It was crazy. So that's the one thing you can't account for. While you're playing chess, you got your coordinators and moving pieces around. It's one thing to calculate a play when you got a water droplet dropping on your chessboard. It's another thing when you got a hose squirting all over it. So that's the thing that kind of scares me is keeping the main thing. Get a strong running attack. Make sure the offensive defensive line can hold their ground. I still think we win even if we have that. I'm calling 31-10. But that's really the only thing that scares me is the unpredictability of the rain for possessions.
Yeah. Anything else? Why we got you on, King's family?
No, man. Hey, you keep doing your thing, man. I've been watching and listening for years, man. I appreciate you and everything you do. Keep doing your thing, my man. And I'll be there every home game this season. So if you're, I know you'll be ready to do the show and everything, but maybe we can get together and grab some food or something when we're in town.
All right, man. Sounds good. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bro. See you.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right, that was King's family calling in from LaGrange, Georgia. Good call. We got a 205. We'll take it right now. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? This is Christian from Ballard Sports Media on YouTube. Recently moved back to Florida in the Tampa area. Miss my Alabama family and everybody up there, but going where the good Lord leads me back home to my parents. I'm in my 20s and have autism and stuff like that, but I'm doing pretty good today. How are you before we get into it?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah, thank you so much for asking. I'm doing really well. I feel, really excited about this year, about this season. And for those that have just joined and, are looking for news, Tim Keenan, we got a little bit more that's coming out. It looks like it's a lower body injury. Reporters are still trying to gather more information. He's out for week 1. We don't know the extent of that injury, but you're looking at 3 potential starters out for week 1. Jam Miller, running back, right, with the upper body. Tim Keenan, we don't know, more at this point other than lower body, and he'll be out. And then Jaden Roberts still kind of going through concussion protocol. So I'll have another video where we're talking about the injury report, but those are some, pieces of news that have just come in kind of this hour. But anyways, Christian, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in. It's your show, man. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm happy it's finally game week. I'll go ahead and give my score prediction, and I do have some things to talk about. I'm going to go, I guess it's big. I got us winning by 4 touchdowns. I'm going to say 38-10. I think that Florida State's going to be an improved team this year. I think at least in terms of better than 2 wins. I probably would peg them at 5-7. I do think you got to take in the fact that it's a road environment, and obviously that's kind of what killed us last year was the road games with Vandy, and of course was unexpected. Oklahoma was kind of a mid team, and that still tripped us up on the road. Excited for Ty Simpson and all these guys, man. I think they're going to be great. Thing that I've thrown around though, I want to get your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Now, Bama fans, hear me out, okay? I know it's probably going to ruffle some feathers because he beat us years ago in a championship. But Trevor Lawrence, do you think the way in which he plays, he had some losses here or there at Clemson, only won the 1 title as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of view Ty as like a Trevor Lawrence prototype. I think the way he's calm in the pocket, and we still got to see it, but I just I feel like this could be him. Mm-hmm. He's calm in the pocket. He has a strong arm to throw it downfield. He can take off running when he needs to. Mm-hmm. He's just a really good leader. I don't want to call him game manager. I think there's a difference between that and being a true leader of an offense. Mm-hmm. What do you think, man? I mean, who would you compare Ty Simpson to in college football that you've seen recently or all time? Who would you compare him to as far as his talent and skill set, man? Because we're talking about a 5-star redshirt guy that just, has – I don't want to say he's, had to handle necessarily adversity. He's just had to wait his turn, but it's his time, and I'm excited, man. I'm pumped up, and I'm not here to hype up he's going to win a Heisman and all that, but I think he could be in the running, and I think he's going to be key. His leadership is going to be key for us to win a championship this year, but it starts this weekend.
Yeah, I think if I had to compare anybody to Ty Simpson, and that's a good question inside the comment box. Is there a quarterback out there that's a little bit comparable to Ty Simpson? I think that I don't know about the Trevor Lawrence. I just think kind of you look at the stature of Trevor Lawrence and some of the just intangibles that he had. But I think a very good comparison is probably Bo Nix. Someone said Baker Mayfield the other day, but I think Bo Nix is a very good – look, I get it. Bo Nix played at Auburn. He beat Alabama. But when he went to Oregon, he's pretty good. And if you catch him in fantasy football, Bo Nix is a hell of a quarterback. And I think where they're really comparable is kind of the size, the athleticism that each of them have, a really strong arm. I think Bo Nix is a very good comparison. And I think, and I think that Ty Simpson has better weapons, right? Like these wide receivers, let's not get it twisted. I mean, you can go 5-6 deep with the wide receivers. You could have one hell of a year. Plus, I think he has even a better offensive coordinator than Bo Nix had, right? So maybe the Baker Mayfield. Dano likes that comparison. I don't know. Anything else while we got you on, Christian, or we'll move to our next caller?
Yeah, real quick, all I'll say is it's game week. I'm excited. I want to go ahead and give you my final, this is it, record prediction. And then I want to hear yours. Okay. I don't know if you've shared it today or if you've shared it recently. Mm-hmm. I've been pretty busy, so I haven't watched everything. But I am going to say Alabama goes and faces Texas. I think we make the playoffs. I don't know what happens after that, but I think we're going to meet Texas in the SEC title. I do have Texas beating us. We get in with 2 losses. I think we can be really good to go 11-1. Our only loss, bold take here, is going to be on the road at Georgia. We run the table, we get in the SEC title, and we see what happens, man. But I think this team is very capable of doing big things.
Yeah. Yeah. I said I have them with 2 losses as well. I don't know where I would imagine that each of those games on the road. I'll go with Josh Pate and say that they do win the SEC title game and, kind of let the chips fall where they may there. But this team is excellent, I think, from top to bottom. And you'll see, like, these are notable injuries, right? If Jaden Roberts don't play, that's notable, right? He was a projected starter. But the thing is, you look at the 2 deep. You got Geno Vandermark, who can step in. You got Cam Dewberry. Okay, you lose Jam Miller. Well, yeah, that's a hell of a loss. Well, you got Richard Young. You got Daniel Hill. You see what I'm saying? You got Tim Keenan, who's not playing this weekend. Yeah. Okay. Well, you got James Smith. You got Jeremiah Beeman. You got Stephen Boumwa, those other guys. So this year and now college football, more than any time in college football history, you got to win 16, 17 games. So you're only as good as that 2 deep. So I think that, we'll see where they go. But I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for calling in, and good luck to you, man, and enjoy Tampa.
All right. Thank you so much, Kyle. Love y'all. Jesus loves you. God bless, and a big roll tide here from the Tampa area.
All right, man. Take it easy. Thank you so much. All right. That was a Christian calling in from Tampa. All right. 432 coming up right next. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Kyle, this is Paul Bear Bryant from Odessa, Texas. How are you, young man?
Paul Bear Bryant from Odessa. It's been a minute, and you'll have to tell our listeners your story again, how you were named Paul Bear Bryant. It's pretty amazing. And you know what? I haven't been to, I have family out in Lubbock. So you've been to Stripes then, right? Like the gas station, clearly. They have them in Odessa.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
See, but people don't understand out here because I try to tell people when you go to Stripes, they have a burrito bar like set up so you can get your burrito, and then they have all the fixings and like Stripes. And that's like common in like the West Texas and New Mexico area. But anyways, what's more interesting is how you got your name. Paul Bear Bryant, Odessa. Tell them real quick, and then let's get to it.
Well, my father was a football coach, and he grew up. He was childhood friends, lifelong friends with Steve Sloan. Steve Sloan in Cleveland, Tennessee. He played backup for Joe Namath, and I think he won. If I'm not mistaken, he won Bear Bryant's first national championship in '61 or '62. And so just being lifelong friends with Steve Sloan and being a football coach from the South, when he had me, he just decided to just name me Paul Bear Bryant Tally. So that's how it happened. And, I've had a cousin teach there. I've had another cousin go there. So I did not go there. I was not fortunate enough, but, lifelong Bama fan. When the doctor slapped me on the bottom, I said roll tide. So all
right. Well,
that's how it went, and I didn't have a choice in the matter. And there was some dark years in the 90s, after Stallings won his championship in the 2000s. But hey, we got it on the right track with Nick Saban, and everything's good. So
all right. Well, welcome on in. What's on your mind today? Thanks for calling in from West Texas.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. I put it in the comments, but one of there's only a few things that kind of worry me this year. And it's not the amount of talent that we have, because Alabama has always been able to recruit great talent. Okay. What Coach Saban was able to do whenever he was, leading us, he was a good salesman, so he could recruit the good talent, but he was also a master of the psychological game. Mm-hmm. He was able to take all that good talent and give them more toughness, more discipline through the stretch, and keep them on track each and every week to go out there and play with mental toughness and discipline each and every week, no matter the opponent. Mm-hmm. Last year, we saw what happens when that mental game fell off, for lack of better words. Okay. Mm-hmm. We went, from kicking Georgia's tail, but we nearly lost it. The next week, losing at Vandy. So the psychological game and going out there each and every week and giving it your all no matter the opponent, was one of the key factors of what made Nick Saban so great and what made the Nick Saban era so great. Because there was weeks we could have easily said, you know what, we're going to take it easy this week. We're not going to give Vanderbilt our all. And we saw what happens whenever we do that. Okay, so that's my biggest concern is mental toughness and discipline through the stretch. Now, maybe we learned that lesson last year. I hope so. But, time will tell. That's why we play the game through the stretch. Number two, the other concern I have, and because we got a really good look of behind the scenes of on the show, The Tide That Binds. Shout out to you. I heard your voice used in that TV show, The Tide That Binds on Fox Nation. Okay. Is my fear is defensive coordinator Womack. He's very attached to his father's defensive strategy. Okay. And sometimes I wonder if that causes him to not make the adjustments when needed. I just got that impression, watching the show. His father's around hanging around with him in the program, which I understand. I'd be proud of my son too if he was the DC at Alabama. But I question that because he made a comment in the show. He's always wanted to utilize his father's defensive schemes, but with better talent. Does that make sense? And we kind of saw that we saw that definitely in the Georgia game. There was he stuck to the plan, and there wasn't a lot of adjustments going on in the second half. They finally caught up. Now other teams have a whole year of footage of Coach Womack's defensive schemes. Now will there be some different looks down the stretch as needed? We'll see. Time will tell. So that's one of my concerns on the defense. Now, do we have a lot of talent on the defense? Yes. But will we be able to adjust whenever we get down the stretch in the SEC play? Time will tell. I hope we do. And then the third is obviously injuries because it is a long season, That's every team's concern every year.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I got to run. I got to I got to run to my next call, but I appreciate the dialogue and thank you so much for calling in. We'll catch up with you next time.
Thanks so much.
See you, buddy. All right. 979 and 317. Hang tight. Let me cut this video real fast as we got breaking news coming in. Yeah, I do everything you see here is handcrafted and done on the fly. So you guys are going to see a live cut right now, and you'll probably see it out later today, but I got to get this video out. So let me do this real quick. Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube with a midweek injury report. You have 3 players right now, according to Coach Kalen DeBoer, going into this Week 1 matchup that have some significant news. And we'll start with the left and work our way to the right. You got Jaden Roberts going through concussion protocol. Coach Kalen DeBoer did say on the SEC teleconference this morning that he has been practicing, but it's been limited. So in terms of is Alabama going to have its projected starting right guard for Florida State? I don't know. I mean, this is something that we still list is unknown at this point in time. How much confidence do you have in Geno Vandermark, Cam Dewberry? Those would be the guards that would play against Florida State. So Jaden Roberts, known as the Hulk on Alabama's team. I think it's interesting when you look to Jaden Roberts as a particular player. He's known as the Hulk. He benches, what does he bench? 600, 700 pounds, squats 900. But this is a guy who's dealt with some injuries during the course of his career. Last year, he dealt with a hand. Right now, concussion protocol. So hopefully things get better. And I guess always kind of the blessing in disguise is you get other guys to have opportunities, right? Tim Keenan III, this is a big one. You look to Alabama's defensive front, and we've had callers on the show discuss Alabama's defensive front. Is Alabama's defensive front going to be able to stop the run, most importantly? And I think when you're going into a game like this, where you're going to have weather, you're going to have Gus Malzahn, are you going to try to beat Alabama by throwing the ball with Tommy Castellanos? No, you're going to try to run the ball, and you're going to play time of possession, and you're missing your team captain, right? Tim Keenan is a team captain. 320 pounds, the big body. The good news is, and as I said, in order to win a championship in college football now, you got to win 16, 17 games. So it's a long, long season. You get other guys' opportunities. Now, we have heard that you have had breakthroughs from Jeremiah Beeman. Now, the good news is, too, that James Smith, who was out kind of during fall camp, he's back. So James Smith, Jeremiah Beeman, you've been paged, you've been elevated to kind of hold that standard of the defensive line. I would look for Steve Mbumwa, Isaiah Faga. Those are some other guys with that tackle position to watch going into this game. But I do feel that is a significant injury in terms of him not playing. Now, Coach Kalen DeBoer said it's a lower leg. I have no idea the significance of that injury. I'm just saying, like, him not playing, I think, is significant to me in terms of stopping the run. That's got to be part of Florida State's game plan. On the right, as you know, Jam Miller's still out, and the last update that we got from Coach Kalen DeBoer is that Jam Miller will probably make his return for the Georgia game. So Richard Young, Daniel Hill, Draylon Washington, these are the guys that will get elevated as running backs going into week 1. So stay with us as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Please drop a thumbs up. And as news comes out, we'll get it to you right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And if you're watching this during the live, appreciate you guys hanging with us. And, we'll get back to the show momentarily. All right, I'm going to take just give me 1 second while I update this on the other side. And then we'll continue with the call-in show. So one of the things is I do all this on the fly. So it's like everything that you see, everything that happens from like the behind-the-scenes perspective, like I do all of it by myself. And the crazy thing is I can't really multitask that well in life. But I can on the show. So I don't know why. I'm able to multitask a little bit better. Give me 1 minute while I update this video, and I'll be right back, and we'll take some more calls on Bama Football on YouTube. Football on YouTube. 1 second, family. Be right back. All right, fam, back. All right, we'll go back to the phone lines, and we got a 979. All right, thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
All right, my name is Brian. I'm calling in from College Station, actually.
Hey, Brian, what's up, man? I appreciate the call from College Station. Thank you so much, man. I've been there before. I went. I used to work for the Nike football training camps, and I went to College Station. And this was before they had built kind of like Johnny built the stadium, right? And I liked it. I had a good time in College Station. Yeah, happy to have you on the show. I think you're a first-time caller, man. So with that said, come with it, man. Welcome on in.
Yes, sir, I am. I actually started watching the show this summer, and I've been addicted ever since. I've caught a couple lives every now and then, but I usually work in. So
Yeah,
I'll try to catch as many as I can.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support, man. What's on your mind?
Well, I think the addition of Grubb has definitely added the intensity back to the offense that we were missing. Not saying that our pass offensive coordinators weren't doing their job, but I feel like Grubb has definitely brought back I don't want to keep bringing up Saban, but like the intensity, the grit that he was bringing to our team. And I think with him, we're going to be a more dynamic offense. And we're going to be able to move the ball more efficiently. And our running back depth, that's why I'm not as scared without Jam Miller, because the depth that we have back there is going to at least suffice for Florida. Like, I think that's what people aren't like seeing, that we're still going to be able to move the ball. We're still going to be able to run even without him. And I know we just lost a tackle. That is a big hit, but I think Vandermark is going to be I think he's going to be a fit for that position. Like he's going to be able to go while he's out.
Yeah, I think
Sorry,
I think like I keep saying, I mean, depth. I mean, is it a big loss to not have Tim Keenan specifically for this game? Probably so. But you got depth. Yeah. Now, is that now the thing is, if you're just here, like Tim Keenan, I don't know what the injury is, I guess lower body. How bad is it? Now, if we're missing Tim, this is kind of the problem that I have with naming your captain so early, right? Is you get a captain, right? Everybody's like, oh man, that's the guy, and then he gets injured, and now I have no idea. Maybe it's something minor. You see what I'm saying? Maybe he comes in to play. I have no idea, right? But what if he's out like the season? I hope he's not. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's tough to name your captains. Yeah. So I don't know. What else you got, Brian? Go ahead, man.
Our secondary and our receiving core, I think that's what's going to definitely drive us. I think we go to lose maybe 1 or 2 games. I got us losing 2. I got us losing Georgia and South Carolina. That's it. But yeah. I have us running through the SEC championship against Texas. I have us beating Texas, and then, I'm a Bama fan my whole life, so I got us winning it all every year.
Yeah, 100%. Especially living in College Station. No, I get it, man. But I appreciate the call, Brian.
Oh, yeah, I get.
Go ahead, man.
I get heckled, man. I have a whole Alabama fit I wear on game days, and I get the weirdest look in the world.
Yeah, all right, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks, brother.
Yes, Mr. Kyle.
All right, man. See ya. All right, we'll take one more call. We got a 317. Hey, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, man, this is Marcus from St. Pete. I had to call back one more time.
Marcus double dipping. Marcus is double dipping. I love it. We got our first double dipper of the season. That's when you know shit's getting real. Marcus, what's up, dog? Come with it. We're from St. Pete's, and we're back on. Dude, we were gone for a little while. We had all sorts of news come in. That's how it is.
I know, man. And I was listen to me, Kyle. I'm dead ass. I wasn't going to call back in. I was just listening to the show, straighten up around the house before I was about to go do something. And then I heard about Tim Keenan now, and I have to ask, man. I just wonder what the heck type scrimmages have they been having to where not 1, not 2, but 3 of your starters is out. And I know a lot of people have confidence in Alabama. As do I. I've been a fan since 1992. I grew up in the state of Alabama. I'm a fan. I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. But for the love of God, can we be honest with ourselves that having 3 starters out is a big deal? Mm-hmm. That matters. Yeah. We want to generate a good pass rush. Having Tim Keenan out matters. Yeah. We want the O-line to perform well. Having Jaden Roberts out matters. We want to establish a good running ground game. Having Jam Miller out matters. Mm-hmm. It matters that these guys are out, and I'm glad that they're having these physical scrimmages, but save that level of physicality for FSU. Mm-hmm. I know we want to get these guys ready to play, and I'm here for it, but goodness gracious, man, how many more guys are going to get injured before this FSU game happens? Before you know it, there'll be another press conference Friday night. We're going to find out that Damani Jackson strained his hamstring trying to chase somebody down, and now he's out. Like, I just want the team, for the love of all things holy, I just want Alabama to go through an off season between spring and fall and come out with our starters being ready to play week 1, game 1, and not have to have somebody sit out. I don't feel like that's asking for too much, and I feel like that's something the staff can do, man. Now I feel like Coach DeBoer staff are trying to overcorrect because they feel like they got pushed around last season, so now they want to do the pushing around, but we're beating up our own guys in order to do it. Let's get these guys healthy, man. Tommy Castellanos has talked a ton of trash, which is fine by me, but now we got to go shut him up. And now we got to shut him up being down 3 starters. That means something. That makes me so angry that this keeps happening season in and season out. Am I going crazy, man? Undefeated. Kyle, tell me, am I tripping or it just seems like it's starting to become a habit?
You know, I think it's like you do get to a certain point in time where you're like, all right, put bubble wrap around the guys because we're going into week 1, we're going into a long season. The thing with Tim Keenan, I think that, like, you know, Jaden Roberts has had his injuries. I don't know if he's injury prone, whatever it is. But with Tim Keenan, he's a guy who really hasn't had injuries, so it does make my ears perk up a little bit. He's a captain. Not trying to, like, scare anybody, but I do feel that if he's not able to go, and I don't know the extent of his injury, you know, how long he'll be out, but it's also a grown man's game, bro. It's just like these guys, you know, are physical. These guys are going 100%. They're battling. Look at these 2 guys right here on the left of the screen. Jaden Roberts going against Tim Keenan. That's a matchup, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it happens. It's unfortunate that Tim Keenan will miss this week 1. I don't know anything other than it's a lower body, so we'll kind of take it as it comes. But yeah, man, I appreciate the double call in, Marcus. I get it, man. It is. I do think it is a cause for concern. I'm not trying to, like, sugarcoat it and be like everything's gonna be fine. You know, the next guy up for sure. Tim Keenan, he's a captain. It's notable. 320 pounds. That's notable. It's notable. If you're Florida State, you're thinking you could run a little bit more. Go ahead, Marcus.
Listen, I'm here for it, man. Don't get me wrong. I want to see Alabama be physical. I want Alabama to push people around because if you've watched college football or played it or know anything about football on any level, you know it all starts in the trenches. I get that. I want them to be just as physical as the most physical team Coach Saban has had. But that means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things if your starters have to miss the first couple games because they're injured. It means absolutely nothing. This is why I was so okay with Coach Prime saying that they want to do a OTA, because when you're scrimmaging, you have 22 of your guys out on the field, which means the level of injury rises, as opposed to having just 11 of your guys on the field versus another team's 11, because now, although injuries are part of the game, you've mitigated the risk some and you've lowered it. I just hate that this keeps happening to the team, man. I was so excited to see Tim Keenan get up there. I was so excited to hear about Jaden Roberts, and I was really confident that Jan Miller was going to run for 1,000,000 yards on Florida State. In my mind, he's running on them still, and the game hadn't even been played yet. But, man, having 3 starters out really sucks. I get this is where quality depth comes into play, but that depth did not get so much high praise as Jan Miller did when anybody asked about the running game. That depth didn't get as much praise as when the coaches talked about Tim Keenan or they talked about Jaden Roberts. I want those guys to be able to step in and play, but we have to understand there's levels to this. The starter is the starter for a reason, which means that guy gave you the best opportunity to be successful and go get a win for your program. And now we have to take that guy out and plug another guy in who might be just as successful, heck, maybe even more, but he didn't beat out the guy ahead of him. He's playing on a technicality now because the main guy got hurt. It makes me so mad, man. It makes me so mad. I'm sorry for the double dip. I hope everybody has a great day. I wish everybody a beautiful roll tide, but man, this just fired me up, man. I got so dang fired up cleaning my house. I had to call back in one more time.
You're gonna have to put your pads on, Marcus. They might need to call you, man. The guys might keep dropping out, right? So I mean, you're going to the game, so we'll see. All right, man. I appreciate the call, man.
Hey, thanks for taking the call, brother.
See you, Marcus. All right, take it easy.
Peace.
All right. Actually, somebody snuck in behind enemy lines. 305. Let's see who this is. Hey, thanks for calling. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Man, I'm calling from the 305, man.
What's your name? I missed it.
My name Dion. I'm calling because I'm a big Tommy Castellanos fan. When he transferred over. So whatever he do at Florida State, I follow up on Florida State, and I like his chances against Bama. I still don't understand why the spread didn't dip with all these injuries, man. I'm kind of lost, man. Can you help me out with that?
I mean, look, the last that I checked it was still 13.5. I don't know if this injury. I mean, it didn't move when Jam Miller went out, the running back, right? It didn't, I don't know. Does it move? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. What do you like about Tommy?
Man, he's great athletic. He wanted to he broke the Boston College record for 2,000 passing yards and rushing yards. The only quarterback to do that.
How you feeling? You think that Florida State sneaks up on Bama on Saturday?
Yes, sir. They will do. Might speak a little bit on the money line, man.
Yeah. We had somebody else at the money line. They're going in 2,000 to try to win. I think it was like 8,000 or something like that. So who knows? I mean, the thing.
You gotta understand. He got a nice resume against big teams. If you do your research on that, against big teams, against ranked teams, he show up. Also, when he was a freshman, he won against SMU in the bowl game. I don't know why people sleep on him, man.
What about, and then you got Squirrel White, you got Deuce Robinson. I mean, they got receivers too, right?
Yeah.
They got 3 running backs.
He got nice talent at Boston College. I'm not trying to disrespect Boston College, but now he got weapons. He got weapons around him. Former 5-stars now. He's gonna do his thing, man.
And the thing about it too is with Florida State's offense, I think they have 11 new starters, right? And I think all those guys are from the transfer portal. So really, and I think people know that this isn't the same Florida State team as last year, because how could it be? There's 17 transfers.
They're going off the last year team. It's a whole new coaching staff.
Yeah.
He played with the offensive coordinator when he was at UCF. People just got to do their research, man. There's a whole lot to it, man. And then when Florida State have mobile quarterbacks, they always have a good season.
Where is the 305 area code? That's out of Miami. Huh? I was wondering. I was like, where is that? That's out of Miami.
Yeah, there's Miami, man. Rep at 305, man.
Yeah. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for sneaking in on the back end, man. And we'll see how it goes on Saturday. But thanks for the call, dog.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man. All right, fam. Well, that was one hell of a show. Shoot. I hope you guys had a good show. There was some great callers, man. We went all over, right? We went to Odessa with Paul Bear Bryant. We had a couple calls from Miami. We went up to New Jersey. Did we go to the Midwest today? Did we have any Midwest callers? I don't think we did. We went to Pigeon Forge. Well, man, we went all over the place. We went to Lake Gunnersville. We went down to Mobile a couple times. Man, one hell of a show. We went to Tampa a couple times as well. Yeah, no, that was good. But look, this is the injury report. You know where things stand. I appreciate you guys. As news comes in, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Thanks for spending the last 2 hours and 20 minutes with me, kicking it. So I'm not going to lie. I'm low-key thinking about some lunch. So I made some chicken on the grill yesterday, all right? And it was amazing. I'll show you guys real quick before I dip out. I'm not going to lie. I love to grill. So I'm going to show you what was on the grill yesterday. If you need to dip out, dip out. I just really want to show you guys this delicious chicken. What I usually don't do this, but I basically did some drumsticks, and then what I was able to do from there was let's see if I got it right here. Yeah. And I marinated it basically with just Italian. So I have some leftover chicken. So I'm about to go and Seth is saying Keenan is not out. So I guess, we'll have to figure out if Tim Keenan is 100% for Saturday. But I guess Coach Kalen DeBoer said not full go. So we'll keep it. But I appreciate that, Seth. Thanks for inside the comment box. Keep Florida State on their toes. I'm about to go heat up some chicken. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. As news happens, I got you covered right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Thanks for kicking it with me today on Wednesday, August 27th. Stay blessed. Stay where your feet are at. And, we'll just have to see what happens on Saturday. but we're getting closer. Appreciate it. Appreciate the updates. Thanks for all the feedback inside the comment box. Have a beautiful day. And as news happens, we got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Love you, fam.